Hello, and welcome to Mr. Fuller's Guide to Bikepacking. Bikepacking is a sort of camping that you can do with a bike, where instead of carrying things in a backpack like many people do when they go to camp, they can carry everything that they need on their bike. So I'm going to show you my bike setup here, and you'll get a sort of an idea of where we would carry things if we were going to go bikepacking. First up, we have the bike. This is my bike. This is a Surly Ogre, and one of the most important parts of bikepacking is being able to carry the gear that you need with you. And this bike is really good at that. It has a big basket on the front, so I can put a lot of things in here if I need to. It's got some bags attached to it that I can put things in as well. So I've got these bags up at the front of the bike that are really easy to get to. These are called feed bags. They're attached to my handlebar, and they allow me to reach in and get food if I want, or I can store a water bottle in here. This is a stem bag because it attaches to the stem of the bicycle. And this stem bag allows me to hold a lot of tools and things that I might need to access. I've got my eating utensils right here. And then inside the frame of the bike, we have what's called a frame bag. That's what this is here. And this allows for some more easy access. I've got a lot of storage capacity inside here for things like food that I might need to reach really easily. And also camping gear and extra clothes. And then in the back here, we've got even more storage. These are called panniers, and they're big bags that attach to this rack that's on the bicycle. So the rack also has a bungee cord on the top if I want to attach something up to the top of the rack. And then the panniers allow for a lot of storage along the sides. When you're going bikepacking and camping in the woods, it's important to think about what the temperature might be like while you're outside. You don't want to get stuck in the cold or in the rain without the right gear, so it's important to think before you go how you're going to want to pack. It's a good idea to have extra layers if it's cold like it is right now. It's also a good idea to have rain jackets, sometimes rain pants if you're going to be out in a lot of rain. And it's important to think about how you're going to sleep too. If you're going out in the middle of the winter or even into the fall, it's a good idea to have a really warm sleeping bag so that you don't get too cold at night. I'm going to take you inside and show you my setup for camping in this kind of weather. Right now it's in the 40s. At nights it gets to around 20 degrees, so we're going to pack for that. Okay, so here's a review of everything that I would bring with me on an overnight bikepacking trip. We'll start off with the tent. This is a Marmot tent here. This is a 3-person tent, but it's a really good tent, and it's one that I would use, and I've used before. This is my sleeping bag here. The sleeping bag is good down to 0 degrees, so even if it gets really cold at night, I'll be okay. And underneath the sleeping bag we would have a sleeping pad, and that's what this is right here, and this is inflatable. So this is inflated underneath me, and then I set the sleeping bag down on top of that. And then next we've got some water carriers. So I've got a stainless steel Clean Canteen water carrier, and then a couple water bottles that I'll take with me. We've got a cooking solution here, so I've got a fuel bottle here for an MSR stove, and that's what this is right here, is a little stove, so I can boil water. And then once we boil the water, I have some oatmeal right here, so we can cook some oatmeal while we're outside. And I even brought some coffee. There's some coffee in there. If you like to drink coffee in the morning, you can use hot cocoa too. A first aid kit here, so this just has all the normal first aid kit stuff if you get burned or if you get cut. Some band-aids in there. Hand sanitizer, so you can sanitize your hands. And then next we've got some stuff for the bike. So this is my wallet, but I've got some multi-tools in here that allow me to work on my bike. And then I've also got a multi-tool that allows me to do some other things on my bike here. I can do some more adjustments with this guy. This is a spare tube, so if I get a flat tire, I can replace the tube. And then I've even got a pump so that I can pump the tube up once I replace it. These help me put the tube in. This is a headlight, so if it's dark at night, I can find my way around. And then I've got my helmet here because safety is very important. And last but not least, we've got our clothing here. So I've just got some spare base layers because I know it's going to be cold at night. So I've got a top and a bottom and some nice warm socks, nice warm gloves, and a nice warm hat there. So here we have our final setup. Everything's ready to go. Got our tent up front in the basket here. I've got all my water carrying. I've got my fuel bottle down here at the bottom. Got a bunch of stuff loaded into my frame bag here. I've got my panniers loaded up, and I've even got my sleeping bag attached to the top of my rear rack here. And then out on the front, on my fork, I've got my sleeping pad on one fork leg here. And then on the other fork leg, I've got my 32-ounce clean canteen there. So I'm all ready to roll. Should be a fun trip. Alright, thanks for watching. Wish me luck.